Hey from Costa Rica. Thanks for tuning into my video. I'm Stacie Ysidro and my website is Holisticprogressions and I'm a sex coach. Right now I'm on retreat and I wanted to talk about some things that have come up for me. So far during this week, I've gone through a very intense workshop that is all about embodying pleasure and experiencing different types of pleasure throughout my body. And it has been really amazing to be on the receiving end since I'm usually in a facilitating end. And there were a couple things that came up for me that I figured I would start to talk about in a video. I work primarily with men. And one thing that I've noticed is men often reach for sex and sexuality because in our society and culture, women are mostly expected and naturally share and express emotion. We're inundated with touch, whether it's from, hugging or kids, so we are constantly bombarded with a level of intimacy and emotion that men are actually dissected from in our real life. If you think about how many times a day a woman experiences just platonic, basic touch, compared to the amount of times a day a man will experience basic platonic touch, there is a huge gap there. One of the only times and spaces that men are allowed to experience touch, emotion, connection, vulnerability is through sex. A lot of the older school masculine beliefs around masculinity have to do with not showing emotion and being strong and stable and go to work, provide. And it really doesn't allow for any sense of vulnerability and connection except for through work, maybe if you play sports or something, and then sex is celebrated with men. Men have often been told that they are defined by their sexuality. They are more of a man if they have more sexual experiences. They're told that their orgasm is their ejaculation. It's, the size of your cock matters, how much you come matters, how the strength of your erection is what's important. So they're getting all these messages and told to exaggerate and dive into sex. Women are often told to downplay their sexual experience. Only bad girls do this, nice girls don't do that, wives don't do that. So we get this huge disconnect. So where I'm going with this is that I've found over the last 10 years of working in sexuality and working with men that I don't think men are trying to fuck the world. I think that is just the only place that they experience any type of intimate contact and sense of connection and emotion and vulnerability. So even when they are looking for connection and touch, they naturally gravitate towards sex because that's been their only safe space for that. So I just want to acknowledge that and put that frame out there because it's one of my main premise of my work is that men deserve just as much as women to experience love and connection and touch on a daily basis that is within the spectrum, not only sexual but also platonic. There's different types of touch. There's been times where, I've touched someone on the shoulder or on the arm, and if it's a man, it's been taken as, she likes me or she wants to have sex with me, when in general, I'm just creating a connection. There's something, it's platonic. Women oftentimes, if a man touches them on their shoulder, on their arm, they automatically think, oh my God, he's trying to have sex with me. And I just want to throw out there that not every touch has a sexual intention. And that because men are kind of dissected from this touch and connection thing within our culture and society, they automatically go towards sex. And I think it's really important that they get to experience emotion, vulnerability, connection, and touch that is outside of the realm of sexuality. I do think that sexual touch and eroticism is extremely important in being a human being, but I also want to acknowledge that there's a level of touch and connection and energetic exchange that occurs through a conversation. When you hug someone, when you hold someone's hand, the hand on the shoulder, on the arm, within this time and space where we are right now, consent is really important. I know a lot of men feel like, oh my God, I can't even give a compliment without being accused of harassment, or I can't touch someone without being accused of assault. So we have all these extreme views and concerns and worry around touch and complimenting each other. That's another reason why I think it's so important to start to have these conversations. If you're not sure, ask. I've been in a really safe container all week. And what I mean by that is everyone has really been respected for where they're at, what they're going through. And I've learned the value of asking, can I hug you? May I give you a compliment? And sometimes people aren't in a space to receive that, and sometimes they are. So just kind of getting that out there has been really important for me. And some people are naturally more touchy-feely than others. Like, I'm a hugger. I hug people, but not everyone is like that. And when people have experienced different types of trauma in their life, sometimes a certain type of touch can bring that back up. And I think we're just now starting to acknowledge that. And, if you're not sure, just ask someone. Or if you do go and touch someone and you get a response from them that's not what you expected, or that seems like it rubbed them the wrong way, you can always have a cleanup conversation. I just touched your arm and I noticed that you drew back for me. Am I imagining this? Are you okay? Did I cross a line? Did I cross a boundary with you? And that gives that person a chance to say, you know what, it made me uncomfortable the way that you touched me. And you can apologize and clear the air and move on. And there's nothing wrong with, oops, I should have asked for consent, or, maybe someone took something the wrong way, but having that cleanup conversation is important too. And then as we practice those things, they get easier. So, especially I think in relationships, it can be important, for couples to know that you can hug each other, you can have physical contact, and it doesn't always have to lead towards sex. It could simply be just a sharing of energy in that time and space within that moment. And if you do want it to lead towards sex, you can, put that out there and see how that's received. And that starts to open up a conversation around, I just want to be held, or I just need physical contact with someone, or I am feeling sexual and aroused, and I'm turned on, you look beautiful, like let's be together. So you're just starting to have these conversations around touch and consent is important, and also just to acknowledge that men are really dissected from this, and that they do also deserve to experience a level of touch and connection just as a human being that doesn't have to lead towards sexuality. So I'm sure we'll continue this conversation more at a later date, but please like my video and subscribe to my channel, and more will be revealed. Again, my website is holisticprogressions.com, and you can also find me on Facebook. I have a Holistic Progressions Facebook page. I also do a meetup group every couple months called Sacred Space in the Tampa Bay area that you're welcome to join and explore. And I do offer coaching over the phone, over Zoom, over Skype, and sometimes in person. So if you're interested in creating a space where you can explore some of these ideas and start to expand your idea of touch and connection and energetic exchange, I'd be more than honored to partner with you on that journey. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and to be continued. We're going to have another video here, and we're going to explore some other ideas around coaching versus entertainment. So to be continued, and I will see you next time.